Apple. Apple Incorporated is a name that has become synonymous with innovation, design, and cultural impact. Founded on April 1, 1976, by Steve Jobs, Steve Wozniak, and Ronald Wayne, Apple started as a small, ambitious project in Jobs' garage. From its humble beginnings to its status as one of the world's most valuable companies, Apple's journey is a remarkable tale of creativity, risk-taking, and visionary leadership. The origins, how it all began. The idea for Apple began with Steve Wozniak, a brilliant engineer with a knack for electronics. Wozniak, known to friends as Woz, had designed a computer that could display information on a television screen and use a keyboard, a rarity at the time. He shared this concept with his friend Steve Jobs, a charismatic and ambitious visionary, who quickly saw its potential. Jobs, with his flair for marketing and sales, believed that they could turn Wozniak's computer into a product people would want to buy. Jobs and Wozniak, along with Ronald Wayne, decided to start a company to sell this new machine, which they named the Apple I. Why Apple? The reason was surprisingly simple. Jobs had been working on a fruitarian diet and had recently visited an apple farm. He felt that the name Apple sounded fun, spirited, and not intimidating, which aligned perfectly with the vision of making technology accessible and user-friendly. The Apple I and the birth of a brand. The Apple I was revolutionary for its time. Unlike other computers, which required extensive knowledge of circuitry and were often assembled by hobbyists, the Apple I was designed as a simple, ready-to-use machine. They sold their first 50 units to a local computer store, and this success gave them the confidence to create a follow-up model, the Apple II. The Apple II, launched in 1977, marked Apple's first major success and cemented its reputation in the fledgling personal computer industry. The Apple II was a colorful, user-friendly machine that could be used right out of the box, something that set it apart from competitors. It became one of the most popular computers of the era, especially in schools and offices, and helped launch Apple onto the world stage. The iconic logo and the role of design. Apple's original logo, designed by Ronald Wayne, featured a detailed illustration of Sir Isaac Newton sitting under an apple tree. However, Jobs felt that the logo was too complex and didn't align with the company's image of simplicity and innovation. In 1977, the logo was redesigned to the now iconic bitten apple, created by designer Rob Janoff. The bite was added for scale, so the apple wouldn't be mistaken for a cherry, and the logo originally featured a rainbow color scheme, a nod to the Apple II's color graphics capability. Apple's emphasis on design and branding became one of its defining features. From the Apple II's sleek lines to the distinctive graphical interface of later products, Apple has always been about creating a seamless blend of form and function. The 1984 revolution, introducing the Macintosh. In 1984, Apple unveiled the Macintosh computer in one of the most famous advertisements in history, directed by Ridley Scott. The 1984 AD, inspired by George Orwell's dystopian novel, depicted Apple as a force for creativity and freedom against an Orwellian landscape dominated by IBM, its main competitor at the time. The Macintosh, or Mac, became known for its revolutionary graphical user interface, GUI, and the iconic click-and-drag mouse functionality. It introduced a new way for people to interact with computers and is often credited with popularizing the use of personal computers in creative fields. Steve Jobs' departure and the dark years. Despite its early successes, Apple faced significant challenges in the late 1980s and early 1990s. Conflicts within the company led to Jobs' departure in 1985, which was a major blow. Jobs went on to found Next, another tech company, while Apple struggled with product missteps and lackluster sales. The company's direction became uncertain, and by the mid-1990s, Apple was on the verge of bankruptcy. The return of Steve Jobs and the renaissance of Apple. In 1997, Apple acquired Next, bringing Jobs back to the company. Jobs' return marked the beginning of Apple's turnaround. He streamlined Apple's product line, focusing on simplicity and innovation. This new direction led to the development of products like the iMac in 1998, which was known for its colorful, transparent design and ease of use. The iMac became a commercial success and revitalized the Apple brand. Jobs' return also brought a renewed focus on creating an ecosystem of products that worked seamlessly together, a concept that became a core part of Apple's identity. The iPod and the digital revolution. In 2001, Apple introduced the iPod, a portable music player that allowed users to carry 1,000 songs in their pocket. Paired with the iTunes Store, which launched in 2003, the iPod revolutionized the music industry and changed the way people consumed media. The iPod's popularity helped transform Apple into a mainstream consumer electronics brand and laid the groundwork for its future successes. The iPhone, redefining the smartphone. Apple's most iconic product, the iPhone, was introduced in 2007. Jobs famously described it as an iPod, a phone, and an internet communicator, all in one device. The iPhone's touchscreen, user interface, and App Store revolutionized the mobile phone industry and made smartphones an essential part of modern life. The iPhone wasn't just a new product, it created an entire ecosystem of apps and accessories and introduced the concept of the App Store economy. This shift generated billions of dollars in revenue, solidified Apple's dominance, and redefined what a phone could do. Expanding the ecosystem, the iPad, Apple Watch, and more. Building on the success of the iPhone, Apple continued to expand its product lineup. The iPad was launched in 2010 as a tablet device that offered portability and ease of use, and the Apple Watch, introduced in 2015, brought Apple's design and technology into wearable devices. Apple has continued to innovate with products like AirPods and Apple TV, creating a cohesive ecosystem that enhances the Apple experience across devices. Apple today, a global brand with a loyal following. Today, Apple stands as one of the most valuable and recognizable brands in the world. It has cultivated a loyal customer base, known as Apple enthusiasts, who eagerly anticipate each new product launch. Apple's commitment to privacy, innovation, and sustainability has solidified its image as a trusted and forward-thinking company. Apple has also made significant investments in environmental initiatives, aiming to become carbon neutral across its supply chain by 2030. It has integrated recycled materials into its products and committed to reducing its environmental footprint. Little-known facts and curiosities about Apple. 1. The Apple I's price. The Apple I was originally sold for $666.66, not because of any symbolic meaning but simply because Wozniak liked repeating numbers. It was also about a third more than the cost to make it, so it represented a modest profit margin for Apple. 2. Steve Jobs' salary. In his later years at Apple, Steve Jobs famously accepted an annual salary of only $1. Despite this, his personal wealth grew immensely through Apple stock. 3. Secret projects. Apple is known for its secrecy, and there are many stories of employees working on black projects, with limited knowledge about what other teams are doing, to maintain privacy and prevent leaks. 4. The garage myth. While Apple was indeed born in Jobs' family garage, they quickly moved operations to an office as soon as they gained traction. The garage remains a powerful symbol in Apple's story but wasn't the company's main base for long. 5. The iPhone prototypes. Before settling on the iPhone's final design, Apple went through numerous prototypes, including some with physical keyboards. Jobs ultimately insisted on a touchscreen, changing the course of mobile phone design. The legacy of Apple. Apple's story is not just about products but about a philosophy of design, innovation, and bold ideas. From the Apple I to the latest iPhone, Apple has consistently pushed boundaries and created products that people love. Its impact on technology, culture, and design is unparalleled, and it remains a powerhouse in the tech industry. In the end, Apple's journey is a testament to the power of vision, perseverance, and the belief that technology can improve lives. It's more than a brand, it's a legacy that continues to shape the future.